Hi everyone, welcome back to One United, wherever you're watching. This is another segment of our daily transfer updates. So please like the video, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. Support us, thank you very much for that. Alright, today the fixture of the Premier League has been announced. I'm not sure if you guys have any chance to check it out yet, but if you do, you should know that it's have some very interesting fixture list, especially at the start of the season. Our first 6 fixtures, we're gonna face 3 of the top 6 club. We're gonna have let me go through the fixtures, shall we? We're gonna start with Palace at home, and then away to Brighton, and then we're gonna face Spurs at home in October, Newcastle away, Chelsea at home, Arsenal at home. So very interesting fixtures between September, especially in October, because all those 3 Spurs, Chelsea, and Arsenal game will be in October. But the most testing month will be in December, because I think this is when we're gonna have our Champions League group stages. And who we're playing in December? It's gonna be West Ham away, City at home, Sheffield away, Leeds at home. That'll be interesting. Leeds at home, I'm waiting for that. Leicester away, and Wolves at home. So if you look at that, that's very tough fixture. I hope with this fixture list shows that we really need a good transfer window, especially in terms of squad depth. Not just a marquee signing like Sancho, but also getting a few more players, 1 or 2 players for squad depth. Because if you look at that, you add on Champions League fixture on top of that, especially in December, our player would be really overload, I would say, in order to maintain a certain amount of level of performance, especially with a very big fixture, huge fixture. So hopefully we have to see the end of the transfer window if we get any squad depth, if we can improve that squad. Right, so that's where I'm gonna talk about now on the transfer updates. I want to start with Sancho first, because I've done a recap or a summary of Sancho, what's happening with Sancho. You can check the video. I think I did that video last week. You can check the video. Is here or is it here? I think on this here. I put the link up here, right? And basically, because I know there's a lot of reports coming out since then, right? So I'm gonna recap that again. So basically, personal term has been agreed, and I know there's a lot of reports on this saying that personal term has not been agreed because of Sancho high wages demand, because of agent fees and whatnot. But and then there's also reports that United is irritated because the press is reporting that personal terms has been agreed. So for me, I think all of that is either bullshit or just fabricated or club brief, especially on the news that United is irritated. I think this is a normal PR practice that United do to save face. I think we did similar thing with Bruno Fernandes last summer, because we're heavily linked with him, and then there's reports saying we're not happy that we're linked with him whereas we are not actually in for him at all, because it doesn't fit our style and whatnot, right? So I think then that deal really didn't happen, and that's the excuse they're using. So I think that's what they're doing again right now, in case the deal falls through, if the deals fail, it doesn't happen. So I can just come out and say, hey, we're never in for him. We were never in for him. We never check him. There's no discussion made between us and Sancho. So that's just an excuse, I think, that's being used by United or by the club, to save face. Just PR spin, right? And sorry about that. But the like I said, personal terms have been agreed, and this is confirmed by 2 of the most reliable sources in this deal. I would say Fabrizio Romano and Christian Falk. I've been repeating this all over again. So those 2 say personal term has been agreed, and I confidently say that it has been agreed. Now, what's the hold up? Is the fee. And the new sources coming out today saying that right now we are only waiting for official approval from the board before we submit an official bid. I do think reading in the past 2 days, I do think that United have accepted that Sancho will cost them 120 million euros. Just that how they're gonna pay that money is a problem. How they're gonna structure it is it the upfront payment and the installment, whether they want add-ons and bonuses. Because the story said that some sources said that United might want to add add-ons or bonuses in that, but Dortmund doesn't want. They want to guarantee 120 million euros. So for those of you who don't understand, let me give you a scenario. For example, United want to pay 80 million upfront, plus 20 million. Plus 10 million next season and 10 million the other season. So there's and another 20 millions comes from add-ons or bonuses, which might be related to Sancho performance, whether he scored a certain amount of goal, makes a certain amount of appearances. But Dortmund doesn't want that. Apparently, they want a guaranteed 120 million euros, like 80 million now, 20 million next season, 20 million the season after, or 80 million now, 40 million next season. So basically, they want a guaranteed 120 million euros. So I think, sorry about that. So I think that's just logical from Dortmund point of view. They want the money guaranteed. Then who doesn't, right? If it was me, I would want the money guaranteed, right? So that's the only hold up now. But says that it's getting closer. Although the the press or the reports doesn't seem encouraging, but I do feel it is moving behind the scenes, sort of undetected. I think this is what United kind of wants. They don't want the attention to be given too much on the actual scenario, actual thing that is happening behind the scene. Right? Talking about the board, there's even a report saying that Joel Glazer is the one who is holding up this deal because he doesn't want to pay that money for Sancho and he doesn't feel Sancho worth that money. So if you can remember, in January when we were in for Bruno Fernandes, there's a really similar story saying that Joe Glazer doesn't want to pay that money for Bruno Fernandes, doesn't feel he's worth the money. It is exactly the same story, right? But a week later, we signed Fernandes. So I'm not sure how to make of this. So I'm not saying this is a sign that we'll get him because this is a similar story. But this past few days, I think I'm more confident now than last week, because I think last week I was a bit low on confidence. I mean, my confidence whether this deal can be completed has dropped for 100%, or I say 95%. So I am more confident today, and going through all those reports, it might happen. I think it will happen right now. I think it will happen, but it will not be that soon. Going by trend, how United do these big dealings. Let's say like Maguire, for example. We seal him like 1 or 2 days before the actual window closes. So I'm expecting something like that with Sancho, which is really sad, because I think considering our fixtures, in September, in October mostly, it would be really a waste if we do get him by end of October or in October, because that would mean he might miss most of those games, those crucial games against Spurs, Chelsea and Arsenal. So hopefully they can push up this deal and make it done quickly, make it happen, if it's gonna happen at all. But I'm more confident now it will happen. Just if matter of when, it's not if right now. I think so. That's my personal opinion, okay? I know there's no concrete report saying that it will happen, but going through all those reports, I feel my gut feeling. This is from my gut feeling. I think it will happen. So going to our headlines today about Romero and Grealish. This is very interesting because it involved 3 personnel: Henderson, Romero, and Grealish. So the story here is that, I think I reported in my previous video, is that Romero is open to leave United. He even asked his agent to look for clubs around Europe, because he's open to leave right now. He feels that he wants to play regular football at this stage of his career, which I agree. I think he's a very top-class goalkeeper. I think we are very blessed to have him as a second choice. So if he does want to go, I wish him all the best. I think he deserves it. I think he will start for most Premier League clubs. Definitely most Premier League clubs. I think he will start for Chelsea. If anything, he will start for Chelsea, considering all the problems Chelsea have with Kepa. And then Henderson, the report says that he is on the verge of signing new contract, which is quite a substantial contract. Reports is quoting a figure of 100k per week, £100,000 per week. So that's very huge money to be given for a young goalkeeper who is not first choice yet. Considering Liverpool paid I think 120 per week, 120,000 per week for Alisson. So that's very huge money for Henderson, right? So you give a young goalkeeper that much money, that huge of a contract. There's no way you're not gonna put him as third choice, right? So the way I see it, absolutely there's no way I can see we're keeping De Gea, Romero, and Henderson, right? At least one of these three will go. So my bet's on Romero going. I believe with the Henderson situation, Henderson coming back and renewing his new contract, I think Romero feels that he might be pushed down the pecking order. So that's why I think he feels like he want to move now. So I do feel he might move. There's a high chance he will move, and then Henderson will come as second choice and fight De Gea for the number one spot, which is what Henderson wants, because he reports says he doesn't want to go on another loan. He wants to stay and wants to fight for that number one spot. So this is good for everyone. Firstly, De Gea have a challenger. He will push. Henderson will push him, so that might push him back to be on his original world-class form. And Henderson will get a chance to fight for the number one spot, number one goalkeeping spot. And Romero can play regular football elsewhere, right? So where does Grealish comes in? So basically, reports saying that we are trying to use Romero in a swap deal with Grealish. Maybe not swap deal, maybe player plus cash to get Grealish. I think this is a really good business decision. It's quite shrewd, I would say, because certainly if Romero goes to Villa, he's definitely going to be the number one, and it's a Premier League club. So basically, Romero will still play in a top flight football, which I think might interest him. So maybe he might accept that move. And lastly, maybe Romero worth around 30-40 million, I think. I'm not sure how United value Romero, because history suggests United always undervalue their players. So hopefully let's just say 30 to 40 million. So that is almost half of what Villa wants for Grealish. So at least that will reduce the money that we have to pay for Grealish. And Grealish, as we all know, wants to leave, wants to go to a bigger club, and he just stated that he wants to go to Champions League club. So I don't think City will buy him. I think Chelsea will in for him, and I don't think Liverpool will come for him. So it's when left United. So if United can pull this off, this player plus cash swap deal with Villa for Grealish, I think it would be really fantastic. I think it would be a really good deal. I would say congrats to the transfer team for that. But as of now, it's just on the surface rumors. Let's hope there's more news coming up. But I think this deal will hinges on whether Romero wants to accept going to Villa, because Villa is might again be fighting for relegation, although it's a Premier League club. I know I said it might interest him because it's a Premier League club, but we have to remember that Villa might again be fighting for relegation. So I'm not sure if Romero fancy that, right? But I think it can be really useful for them because of his ability, helping them to avoid that relegation fight. And again, for the outgoings, the report saying that Pereira is going to leave and Valencia is interested, and also PSG and Everton apparently interested in Dalot. So for Pereira, I think he should leave if he wants to play regular football. I think it's wise for him to leave, because I don't think he will have many chances to play United, and I don't think he's good enough, to play to be that first team role. And also, well, I'm a bit sad about Dalot, because I'm a big fan of him when Mourinho bought him. I think he has ability, just that I'm not sure why Solskjaer doesn't fancy him. And another thing, that he just cannot seem to keep fit. I think that's a major issue, right? He just always seems to get injured. So if he does go, I think that's where Williams will come as the right back, fighting the right back or being the backup for Wan-Bissaka, and we get another left back, right? And we also been linked this week with David Brooks. Yesterday, there's reports saying we might be seriously in for him, and talk about bids. We might even submit a bid very soon. But suddenly today, there's contradicting reports saying we may not come in from him or go for him, which is weird. So we just have to wait if there's any more updates on that. But the quoted price is 40 million. As far as I'm concerned, I think if you do purchase David Brooks as a squad player, and you're considering Pereira might leave, or some of the first team or the deadwoods, like to call them, might leave, so Brooks would come in to replace them, likes of Pereira or Lingard. Young player, I think very skillful. I think he has good ability. I think he can be a really good squad player. I think he can be a really good squad player, in my opinion. And there's also reports saying that he's the alternative for Sancho, which is caused a lot of irritation among United fans. But I don't think that's true. I mean, that's fairly stupid. I mean, if David Brooks is the alternative for Sancho, just like said with Costa, I think someone in the United transfer department needs to check their heads. Right? All due respect to David Brooks, but he's not on the level of Jadon Sancho. And also, we have been linked with Alaba, which I'm quite excited, actually, to tell you the truth, because can play left centre back, can play left back, right? Can give a cover to Shaw, very experienced. Right? I know he's a bit older now, 29, 30 years old, but as far as experience, he might be very useful squad player. But certainly, Christian Falk just come out and say not true at all. So if Christian Falk says not true regarding German football, then I would tend to trust. So I'm just gonna put that on the back until there's a new story about that. And then until a more reliable source said, or Christian Falk himself said that it's happening, right? And we also been linked with Sandro, but there's not too much info on that. Okay. And lastly, I would like to update. I think there's one player that we can strike out our list of wish list, which is Gabriel. Apparently, report saying that he's already doing his medical with Arsenal, which kind of irritates me. Not because Arsenal gets Gabriel, because Arsenal already have William, Gabriel, and now they are bidding for another player. Well, we get nothing. Well, we have nothing yet. Nothing yet. Even Arsenal is doing their business efficiently. Like say for Chelsea, already have Ziyech, Werner. Liverpool already purchased CD, also have Torres and Ake. Still nothing for United. So I know most fans are already irritated. Myself is irritated. It's getting impatient. But I still, at this point, I'm gonna put my judgment until the end of the window, because if you look at last season, we do get Wan-Bissaka, we do get Danny James, and we do get Harry Maguire. I think we do need those players in terms of the defense, and it has improved our defense massively this season. I know we still have major issues with the defense, especially individual mistakes like from Maguire, from Dalot, from De Gea. But overall, as a unit, I think we did improve, and it shows that we have we only conceded 36 goals compared to 54 last season, right? So that shows a lot of improvement there. So in this year, that we should focus on our attacking signings, which I think we are doing right now. That's why we are going for Sancho, we're going for Brooks, the likes of Brooks and Grealish right now. So I think that's the right thing, because there's no way we can buy or get like 6 to 8 players in a window, right? So last season focus on defense, this season focus on attack, right? As I was saying, yeah, because last season we did get who we wanted, but very late. So it might be the same as well this season. So that's why I say I'm gonna pass my judgment until the window closes. Then if we did not have a good window, then I'm gonna rant about it. Right, so that's all for today. So again, please like the video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and support this channel, and we will really appreciate that. Help us to grow. And don't forget to leave your comments. Want to know what your thoughts on United's transfer dealings as of now, which is none, zero, right? Are you starting to get irritated? Are you starting to lose faith? Be interested to know, right? So see you in the next video. Bye bye.